Hello, I'm Rythian and this is Heroes of Newerth. I'm going to take you through a game I played recently, which I played Bramble, the newest hero. This is a game I played 2-3 days ago or something at the time of recording with 4 of my friends, or at least acquaintances. We have a team of Bramble, Gauntlet, Alonia, Aluna, and Voodoo Jester. We're going up against a team of Nomad, Empath, Miraxus, Parasite, and Polywog Priest. Laning wise, we are sending Alonia and Gauntlet top. That's not a bad combination. I say that's pretty strong. Bramble and Voodoo Jester bottom, pretty standard, and Aluna mid. Aluna is probably the best player on a team, so it's generally a good idea to send your best player mid, unless you send him with a support to get some insane farm. This is generally a quote-unquote kill lane. They're going to be playing aggressive, using their spells to get kills, not so much farm. Although both Gauntlet and Alonia do well with farm, they're generally based around skills and not so much scaling. That's sort of the same with bottom lane, to be honest. Obviously Voodoo Jester's support doesn't need farm. Bramble though is, well, let's say he's farm dependent in the beginning and then he tapers off. He really just needs like boots, helm, and a headdress, and he's sort of sorted. After that, you know, you can let it go to anything else. You want to be really tanky with Bramble, because your job is to just be in the thick of things, eat all the damage. I haven't made a spotlight video on Bramble, so for those of you who don't really know how he works, let me go over the basics. The way it works is that you have your stun, the Spore Breath. It basically works the way of Balfagor. You spew stuff in front of you for a few seconds, and then at the very end, they get stunned. They get damaged as they get sprayed on, but they get stunned in the end. It's quite good. I mean, the cone is pretty wide. You can catch like 3-4 people on that if they're stacked up. The second ability is called Ensnaring Shrubbery, and that basically puts a shield on you or anyone else. And that shield will absorb a percentage of the damage. Starts with, yeah, it's 40% damage. And heals that to people around you. So if you take 100 damage, you're actually only taking 60 damage. And then the people around you will be healed by 40 damage too. Ooh, action time. We end up losing in that one. Honestly, Miraxus probably would have been dead, except Voodoo Jester missed his curse ground. Which, you know, mistakes, those things happen. Bramble is kind of naturally tanky. He has a pretty good strength gain. He's pretty tanky, and the shield is huge. His third spell, we'll be going over this one too, it's called Combat Vigor. That's really cool, but situational. The way it works is that it's an aura that makes it so whenever you or your allies attack something, enemy units, enemy heroes, you get extra movement speed for a couple of seconds. That's particularly good for just chasing. Like, imagine if you're chasing, you want to keep attacking, because well, I mean, you want to do that anyway, but even if you do keep attacking this time, you end up just running really fast. See, we land the stun on Miraxus. Voodoo Jester probably goes unsafe. We land the thing on him as well, and there's a lot of damage going on him, but the problem is it's not enough. Level 1 Curse Ground is only like 10% extra. A higher level C would be Dead Man Walk-In, but sadly not. Either way, this is again has become a very aggressive lane. We missed a kill up here, by the way, while we were going over the skills, but But Joe and Silas did well. Or Low and Marauder and Joe 9,990. Meanwhile, battle. Ah, that was close. Good wall by Empath, to be fair. Meanwhile, the two tanky ones are just kind of ignoring each other, every now and then hitting each other. Meraxes and Bramble are kind of similar in a way. They're both super tanks and they have a reliable stun. However, I don't know, Meraxes' ulti is very strong. It's an extra degree of survivability, and it's got a huge nuke potential. We haven't been over Bramble's ultimate yet. Oh, look what I missed. He did manage to chase him down eventually. Good job, Ree. As I was saying, Bramble's ultimate is called Entangling Vine Wall. We'll be seeing some of that later in the game, obviously, but for now I'll just tell you that it summons a wall of many vines that do damage. They're basically, say, about 15 slither wards lined up. Pretty much stops people from going through, and it does a good bit of damage. Pretty strong. Oh, up top we have a death. 2 deaths. Oh, nice. He got the kill on Parasite, but he died. Man, Alonia is strong. I don't know if you've seen the video I made or not, but she is really fun to play. Well, that was good. That was good. Meraxes loaded up his shield. Perfect time there. Stopped the stun from Voodoo Jester. Empath's still only level 2. She's doing so much roaming. On the other hand, that's giving Meraxes a good amount of solo experience. This lane pretty much ends up just being Bramble and Meraxes just hitting things. Kind of just playing with last hits. Mid's been sort of interesting. I mean, I haven't really noticed who did much of the runes or anything, but looking at the gold and items, I'd say they're very much in favor of Aluna. Unless, of course, he has lots of stuff in his base. Let's see if we can figure that out. Gold per minute, Aluna. 278, 119. Wow, that's pretty much a slaughter. Not much you can do about that. In fact, on their team, they're pretty low on gold per minute overall. Meraxes has 233, but even then he's being beaten by Bramble, which is, me. 240. But Aluna's definitely winning. Voodoo is a bit low because again he's roaming and just standing around. But that's fine. It doesn't really matter much. As long as the gold isn't being wasted. If the gold goes to me instead, that's all good, pretty much. And top lane is doing okay. I mean, the gold per minute isn't anything to write home about, but I mean, they're pretty fine. They've got 2 kills and 2 kills and 2 deaths, so it's fair enough. I've been playing Bramble a bunch recently, just because I like to play the new heroes and think about if I'm gonna make a video about them or whatever. And he's fun, but I don't know. He can take a lot of punishment, but you have to end up comparing them with the alternatives. Like, if you see Bramble in a single life, it's not a bad choice, but if you're in like an all pick or a bandit pick or something, there is really no reason not to just pick like Cthulhu or Meraxes instead, because they're just as tanky, if not even more so, and they have more offensive capabilities and more useful team fights. Bramble's stun is decent and everything, but Meraxes' stun is more of an initiation. You can get a Portal Keen on Meraxes and be the greatest initiator in your team, which is by PKing in and stunning, and then immediately popping up the shield, make sure you absorb the damage, and then fill it up to do even more damage. Not to mention your arcane shield will keep you inherently tanky and you can stop nukes. Oh, this is not good. Voodoo Jester's dead, I think, yeah. Like I said, his shield can do a lot of damage when needed. He's fun though, he's really fun to play. I've got level 6 now, so soon enough we'll be able to see the Vine Wall. It's more of a team fight thing, really. Bramble on his own doesn't do a lot. He's a decent chaser because when you have your wall, the shrubbery on, you end up slowing everyone nearby. So they'll be slowed and you'll be fast because you'll be attacking and you're using your R. So he's pretty strong in that case, but it's not much of a... He doesn't do a lot of damage, and he doesn't farm very well, so... He's kind of... It's not bad. People will say that he's overpowered just because he won't die. Because he's pretty tanky, but he doesn't do that much compared to the real powerful tanks in the game. If you look at the team makeup for Legion side, you can pretty much see what they're going for. You have Gauntlet for ganking, Bramble for teamfight winning, Aluna carries, Alonia is like nuke carries, like intelligence carry, like an Artesia or whatever, and Voodoo is for support. Hellborn team has a similar style. They got support with a ganky supportish pusher, Poliwag, Nomad for the carry, Parasite for the ganky, and Moraxis for their team fight initiation. This is a pretty cool bit. Empath is bragging that she's getting denies, so she says need creeps, so we kill her. So yeah, and we say need life. Best burn. Greatest comeback. She doesn't even have a single deny actually, so I don't even know what the hell she's talking about. Moraxis has 17, but that's really nothing to brag about. Still below on last hits, and below on gold per minute. Well, that's 5 difference, but yeah. I don't know, some people just always feel the need to brag about something or trash talk about something. It's really quite pointless. Wow. It's a lot of damage, man. I don't know if you guys have ever played Alonia, but you really should, because so as you have mana, you can spam your spells so much and unleash so much damage. It's pretty insane. Oh, Bramble's going back to base to chillax. Alina's low on mana, but again, she's got a regen rune, so that's plenty fine. One for another Grave Locket. I like that. I really like Grave Lockets. I think it's a very good item. Good stats for not much money. Poor Nomad has nothing. 130 when he's mid. That's not a lot. He's almost the lowest on his team. Palo doesn't have much either. Their hope is basically Moraxis at this point, and it's really not going that great for him either. Although, to be fair, he is beating me on gold per minute, but you know, that doesn't matter much. Hello, Empath. Oh. I must have missed him, I guess. But there comes the wine wall, and there's nowhere she can go. So, down she goes. Parasite isn't really going to do much either. Moraxis is just so tanky. So you got a Curse Ground, which is level 3 or 4 at this point on. I mean, a lot of damage on him, but it doesn't matter. He's just too tanky. Parasite, though... you know, maybe we should just completely swap the Parasite at this point. But yeah, if you can see, Bramble's pretty tanky too. Got those two wailing on me, he doesn't really do much damage. Oh, this is a beautiful Voodoo Ward. Or whatever it's called. It's got Voodoo Ward? Let's see what it's called. Spirit Ward. Close enough. Even Nomad can't catch down Bramble in time. And nice. Hasted Luna. Bringing up the rare. So that was pretty big for our team, for the Legion team. It's now 12-6. Look at the gold per minute, we've all jumped down quite a bit compared to them. We can see the total gold advantage is 5,000 and the experience advantage is 3.7. That's fairly noticeable. At this point on, the laning phase is starting to end. And it starts getting time to just move around as a group and start pushing. All 3 of the outer towers are still up, but we could go if we go as a group. I'm tanky enough now with the Helm of the Black Legion that I can start just walking in with ensnaring shrubbery on me and tank towers. Aluna gets mid, nice little chunk of money for all of us. That's pretty good, by the way. Never underestimate the power of a few tower kills. That gives global team gold to your entire team. That's pretty good. Oh, come on, Parasite. Ah, okay. Thanks for that. Was a nice Aluna throw as well. I managed to capture. Poor Parasite. I'd been running around just punching him in the face a little bit for a long while while he tries to spam spells on me, but I'm so tanky it doesn't really do much damage. Trying to get a push up here now. It's not the greatest thing. Oh, meanwhile, some kills bottom. The problem here is that we don't really have a lot of creeps to go, and the tower's too high HP to really guarantee to get down. As you can see, I can tank it pretty well with a shrubbery on and a black Helm and Black Legion. But I don't think we're going to be able to get it because they're TP soon enough. We just don't have the creeps. I mean, our next creep wave isn't all the way down here. And in comes the TPs, yeah. Gonna have to give that one up. However, it's not in deny range though, so not a big deal. Luna's coming though. They see you with a ward, but maybe we can do something. Poliwag's walking around. So there's 3 of us here now. We can get this. We can get this. She pops invisibility. Nice 5-second stun on Meraxes. You see, that's pretty smart. Use it on the creep so that this bounces instead, and it's the maximum amount of stun duration on something. Now we should be able to get the tower. I mean, there are 3 here, but they can't really do that much. We're too strong at this point on. I make sure to chase them back so they don't really have time to do any denies. Okay, so now there's 4 of them here. Empaths and Parasite, that's 2 of them, but some good stuns so we can just walk away. The chain stun of a Luna and of course Voodoo Jester is very strong in situations like these. Meanwhile, bottom's getting a decent push going as well. Goddammit, Aluna does so much damage. I mean, not Aluna, Alonia. It's really good farmer. Can take out creep waves with ease. Item wise, we're going straight for a Nullstone, it looks like, on Aluna, which is always a great choice. I'd say getting some sort of region on Alonia as well will be pretty good. She's got the Ring of Sorcery, which is nice, but you want something more. I'm pretty sure she's got more in base, considering she's sitting on 288 gold minutes. Well, good job missing team fight. Mark's is not doing much. Kind of just chasing around. It's the problem. You need to make sure to, with that shield, you need to be close to enemies, otherwise it will barely do any damage. Clutch heal on Gauntlet. Not the greatest hook. Is he gonna die? Yeah, he probably is. Oh no, just not enough damage. And a little stun. That stun, wow, that really should have bounced. Ah well. No big deal, we turned them back, didn't really lose much. Meanwhile, bottom is down. Bunch of extra gold. Aluna's now sitting on 357. Bramble is up to 288. And I've almost finished the headdress. Once I do that, I upgrade the boots and then I'm mostly done. After that, you can go like a, well, maybe Demonic Breastplate, Frostfu Plate, or something to tank up a little bit. Maybe even go Heart. But then you're mostly done. You want to let your carries get the farm. You just want to be tanky enough to eat the big things. After that, you want levels. You want to max out your shrubbery, max out your stun, max out your aura, all that sort of stuff. Nice. Nice hook by Gauntlet. Managed to catch Empath because of that. Well done. Well done, Joe. So we're gathering up here. We can probably get a pretty decent push bottom. They have one of them down. Granted, it's only Empath, but it's still pretty noticeable. Empath ult inside a Nomad or whatever makes him quite a bit stronger. But we have decent enough mana and decent enough pushing power to actually do something here. Especially with a creep wave. And just walking in here as Bramble. When you're a tanky character, what you really want to do is you want to just walk in there first. Trick them and lure them and just basically bait them into attacking you. If you stand back, you're not really doing any good. If you can walk in there, get the vision, maybe even get the tower attacking you or whatever, and force them into attacking you, or at least stay back, you pretty much just do your job properly. Even if you die, you're preventing them from dying. Instead of you walking in there. You're making them go on you instead of going on your squishy carries who do a lot of damage. Like, you don't want a Luna or a Lonia walking in there. They'll die instantly, they're nukes. But if you walk in there as a Bramble or a Moraxis or Cthulhu fans, they either have to just ignore you while you give vision and actually start the attacks on a tower, or they have to go on you, and if they go on you, they're not going on your carries that do all the damage. So this is something to think about. Alright, this point on, I see an opportunity and I go in here. However, I'm pretty much alone against 4 people though. I'm waiting for them to go on me, but you know, team is slightly behind, I end up getting killed. But it doesn't really matter. I've done enough damage and split them all up. They're all solo. Alonia and Aluna just ends up just completely slaughtering the rest of them. Well, almost. Come on, Aluna. And miss, and no! Back to the earth. It doesn't really matter though, we killed 4 of them, got a tower, and we're all still in pretty good shape. I mean, I'm dead and Luna's dead, but the rest is fine. Oh. Aluna bought back and tried to throw a stick into Moraxis, but it didn't really hit. Either way, at this point on, it's pretty much won. It's 21-9, 18,000 gold lead. Like, every lane is massively pushed. We have a pretty big level advantage, massive farm advantage. It's gonna take a lot to lose from this point on. We're pretty much gonna have to walk in and screw up many team fights, which I don't know. I don't think we will, because, or well, I know we won't because I played the game before. But I mean, looking at this, how the game has gone before. I mean, you can see that team fights have gone pretty well. I mean, almost all of us are on Ventrilo, so we're talking in a voice chat, and we can coordinate pretty well in team fights. And the team we have is pretty good. We have slowing in the lock-in from a Bramble. We've got the stuns and the chains from the Gauntlet. Chain stuns from Voodoo Jester and Aluna, and all the damage coming from Alonia. It's a very good teamfight team. The real reason we'd lose is if Morax has got a perfect initiation and has got a stunned, Voodoo Jester maybe like picked off one of our squishies, while Empath is inside Nomad so that Nomad does more damage, and then she stuns and walls us, while Poliwag is keeping a stun near to his wards. That would be how they would do it, but I don't think it's really gonna work. We've got too much advantage at this point on. The only one that has anyway halfway decent farm of their team is Moraxis, and even then, he doesn't even he only has a Helm of the Black Legion. He hasn't finished like really anything else. So this is pretty much how teamfight goes. Just walk in, punch them, and kill them. It's actually quite beautiful to see. Alonia manages to get pretty much every kill here. It's currently at 11 to 2 to 6. My stats aren't very amazing. It's 1 to 1 to 10, but I've done pretty good in teamfights. I've done my job. I've done the initiation, and I've done the killing. I've done the locking down with the walls. I've taken a lot of damage, which has then been spread out to heal across the team. So there we go. Game over. Final marks for Bramble. I'd say it's good, but not great. It's kind of fun to play and everything, but you have to consider it compared to like the remaining 100 heroes in the game. And if you're looking for an initiator tanky tank that can help out and do damage, there's no reason not to pick Moraxis or Cthulhu Fant or something like that. Maybe an Armadon. But he's not bad, and he's kind of fun. So don't hesitate picking him up if you're like in a random draft or a single draft or something. Anyway, that's it for Heroes of Newerth for now, so I'll see you next time. Goodbye.